Hello everybody, once again, welcome to the Replay Value channel. Matt and Dietz.
What up?
So, Dietzy, today we are going to play some Madden 13 Ultimate Team, right?
Yes, we are.
I'm going to let you mostly take over because I have no any idea what we're doing.
Alright, well, first of all, you can see right now we're on the home screen for the Madden 13 game.
Nice. It's a good place to start.
Going down one spot from the start, that is your Ultimate Team area.
Nice.
We're going to go to it right now.
I usually play FIFA 13, so it was the point of this video to just show how Madden 13 works.
Now, right here, it shows you, top left, shows you my logo, the Ravens. I have the Ravens jerseys. And my team name is ABC, easy as RG3.
Wow, that's a lot better than my team name, which is Replay Value FC on the Replay Value channel.
Now, I have a message. Let's check it out right now.
You do have a message.
Congratulations, your Patrick Peterson card just sold for 750 coins. Alright, that is not
Dylan's
much.
2424. So shout out to Dylan's 2424.
But I have 31,389 coins right now. So we're going to go to the auction block, and I'm going to show you one of my personal favorite cards in the game. We're going to go to wide receivers right now.
Lionel Messi, right?
Yes, Lionel Messi,
Nice,
exactly. He plays wide receiver for the Patriots, right?
I believe so.
Oh, I thought... You see, don't do that. I just cleared everything because I'm an idiot.
So, you see, when you fuck up, it's hysterical. So do it often. So, I usually play FIFA 13 Ultimate Team. Usually play Madden. So we're taking a look at the Madden one, and you're going to see how everything works. So, we have the 99 overall rated Wes Welker.
And it's a very expensive card.
Looks like it. Usually cards in this game go for a lot less for higher players. So, okay, so you see Wes Welker's on 99 overall. I can get that, but what's the 1 star mean?
The 1 star is basically just like this card is a boss of a card. Alright, it's like they're already a good player, but they're that good that they get a star next to their name. The highest amount of stars that we've seen on a card so far is a special Thanksgiving Emmitt Smith card. It is a 3-star card. Very rare, very expensive.
Alright.
You see here, this Wes Welker card is 29,000. I flip over the card, and on the bottom, it shows you the amount of contracts he has. That's how many games you could play with him before you have to give him more contracts.
Yeah, same thing they use in FIFA 13, which is the same thing. Every game that you play, a contract is used up. You get to 0 contracts, you can't use the player. You have to refill the contract thing because they just want to play all the time.
Now, because I don't have that many coins, I can only afford these 2 Wes Welkers. So I have a choice of 16 game contracts. Whoa. Let's just take a look at a curiosity for this one. That one's also 16 game. That one's a 14 game. So really, I'll be getting the same no matter what, just for buying it. Now you can either bid and try and get a lower price. This guy just wants you to buy it right away.
Yeah. Most people usually set for a lower price because bidding, they try and work the price up, and buy it's just like, fuck, if you really want this card right now, just buy it out. Simple stuff. If you've played the Ultimate Teams before, you should understand that concept. Or if you have a brain. Either or. So, you have bought the Wes Welker card.
Yes, I have. And now that gets put into my active cards list. You see, new card, Wes Welker. Alright, now let's go to my player cards here, and you can see some of my other ones. Alright, I have my Wes Welker. There's a DeMarcus Ware 2-star card.
That is 1 more star than 1.
Yes.
That is
and
2.
Then I also have Calvin Johnson.
If you watch the Madden 13 D's first Matt video, you will know that he ran all over my team. Link in the top right.
Yes. Now I'm going to go down the list to my other Wes Welker card. You see he's a 94. He's a little poop compared to the other one.
He's also a 2nd edition. When I was a 2nd edition.
Usually that's like people, they wanted to update the stats a little bit better.
Okay.
His 1st edition one was a 95 rated overall. I don't know why they decided to make him worse, but because I have a higher one, I'm going to put him to the auction block. Now, because he's a 94 rated overall player, usually they'll go for about maybe like 2,000 depending on the card. So let's check out and see what other people have on the auction block for that particular Wes Welker card.
Okay. I was worried that you just put that card up for 100 coins.
No, I was
like,
just showing you.
I think you're retarded.
I was just showing what the screen looks like when you go to put them up.
Now, the same thing is you do that in FIFA. You put your cards up and you decide what you want it put up for, but in that game, if you find a good card, it gets put up for a lot. Like a Lionel Messi, one of the best players in the game, 1.4 million coins. What is the most expensive card in this game at a reasonable number? not like the kids screwing around or anything.
That's a tough one because there's a lot of kids that just like to screw around. Like
All right.
I
like to screw around.
I've seen people put up retardedly terrible players for like millions of coins.
Well, the thing is, that's more of a joke. But is there any card that you know has sold for like that card sold for 31,000?
I believe our buddy Sean Keating, your boy Skeetez on Twitter and Xbox Live.
Yes.
He bought a Patrick Willis card. It was over 100,000 coins. That is the most expensive either one of us have bought.
And in FIFA, that's a pretty nice card. Most cards sell in the 20,000s, 30,000 range up to 50,000. But like once you go past 100,000, you're getting one boss ass card because it's really hard to get coins in that game. Like myself, I only have about 5,000 coins in my coin purse right now.
All right. So what I usually like to do is I look at the other prices that the cards go for on the auction block, and you see the lowest one here is about 1,400.
All right.
The highest one
About
is
20,000.
35,000.
35,000.
Obviously, that one's not going to sell as quickly as this
Obviously,
one.
that guy's retarded.
So I'm going to put mine under the reasonable amount because I want it to sell quickly, but at the same time, I don't want to not make any
It's all
coins
about
off of
making
it.
that shit up. So, one thing I want to say is real quick, what are all these different colors mean? You got yellow, green, and blue, and I have no idea. There was a red.
I'll explain the colors right now. The green ones, those are your fantasy cards.
Yeah.
Say someone has a good week.
So that's like a team of the week. Like a...
The player of the week kind of thing. Those are the people that played really well and they got an extra card. For example, like these two, you could see in the top left corner, it says the fantasy mid-season edition.
So you guys have a lot of different cards for random parts of the year. Because your FIFA has a much larger database being a worldwide sport, while football is just a national sport.
Yes.
So you guys have to have a lot of cards for the same player because you just can't have, because this is a comparison video, boyos. So, yellow, standard, just rare player.
It's not so much a rare, it's just the better tier players.
Okay.
The blue ones, those are your legendary players.
Okay.
Like I have Gene Upshaw right here. He played for the Raiders a while ago.
Legendary left guard.
6-time Pro Bowl selection. You see his stats are generally going to be higher than other people.
Because they're in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Fucking bosses.
Then you see how there's also, like, in the background for this one and the Calvin Johnson one, it says top rated.
Yeah.
That means they have the highest rated for their position.
Okay.
In a certain stat.
And, pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty good. So they have green right here.
That's another fantasy. But this is
a regular fantasy.
This is just a regular Week 7 fantasy.
You think you go a little bit further? You have a red one?
I believe I do have a red one. I believe I have a Darren Sproles one right here. This is the red ones are known as the elite cards. They're rare. They go along with certain collections, and I'll show you the collections in a little bit.
Right, because stuff that we don't have in FIFA.
Yes. It once you complete the collection, you usually get either, whether it be coins, you get extra cards, rare cards.
Shout out to Andrew Columbia.
Yes, Andrew Columbia and Neje Hyuga just signed on. Their stats are also better. Like the regular Darren Sproles card in this game is a rated 89. This one is a 92. So obviously there's
you guys
a difference.
jump a lot. I mean, I know one of the best cards that ever come out in a pack so far for the Team of the Week in FIFA has been like a Frank Ribery. Normally a 90, his Team of the Week card was only a 91 for their inform card. Now cards like this, they jump much higher in this game because you really want these cards. Well, in that, a 90 Ribery and a 91 Ribery, there's not really too much difference. Frank Ribery being a midfielder for Bayern Munich. Rex Ryan, coach, represent.
Yes.
We are Jets fans here in New York.
But I have the Ravens Stadium, Ravens jerseys. My playbooks, I like to use the Oakland defensive playbook. And, of course, because I have RG3 as my quarterback, Mike Shanahan's playbook.
All right. Boss. So,
along with the reserve cards, you also active cards. I'm sorry. You also have reserve cards, which are usually the cards you don't like, but you'll keep them as a backup.
It's like your bench.
Yes. So, like, I'll look at the coaches right now. If Rex Ryan runs out of contracts, rather than up his contract, I'll go to one of these. Now you see we have the elite coaches as well. They give you and take away certain
stats and all
stats for your players.
Now, the big thing with coaches in this have a little more of effect than in coaches in FIFA, because managers in that game, they're really just adding one more to like their team morale, or they add one more to the contract bonuses you get excuse me, but managers in that game are really more for show. But it's better to have a manager than to not have one, though. That game also, it's all about chemistry, and chemistry in this game, is that a big factor as well?
Not at all.
Well, that sucks for Madden. But I know in FIFA, if you're playing two guys that don't speak the same language, or not in the same league, they don't play from the same country, they don't play well next to each other. In this game, you can have whoever the fuck you want, right?
Pretty much.
But your team skill is what? Your overall rating for your team?
Yes,
Okay.
that is your starting lineup for the most part.
Okay. A little bit different than FIFA, because FIFA, you have an overall. You don't really have to get an overall rating. You get ratings for your offense, mid, and defense. While your team, what you really want to look for is your team chemistry. Do they have the right formation? Do they really like playing for your team? And do they have the right morale? Do you have morale in this game, at least?
Well, the coaches do provide like a certain motivational factor in it, but not exactly based on players.
Okay. And now, what are you doing here?
I'm actually going to change my lineup, and I'm going to show you the lineup screens. You see, right now they have different groupings of the lineups. This is the run offense. It goes with your line and your fullback and your halfback.
Okay. It says something there about your best lineup that you can have. Do you normally do that when you get new cards, or you pick for yourself?
I usually pick for myself because, as you can see, I have Darren Sproles as my starting running back. Meanwhile, on the bench, you can see I also have a 97 rated Adrian Peterson.
So they would normally put the Adrian Peterson there because he's a high rated player,
Yes.
but you like Sproles more.
Yes, Sproles works better with my play style, so I like to keep him. Now, as you can see here, this is your pass offense. You have your wide receivers, your tight end, and your quarterback.
It's a pretty good lineup you got there.
Yes.
I gotta say. Now, have you played against other people online?
Yes.
Does your team normally stack up well against other teams, do they usually just smoke you out of the water?
I usually do pretty well against everyone except for Sean Keating.
Right. Sean Keating sucks, by the way. But in FIFA, if you get a much better team, you should win. I normally do pretty well. Watch a few videos on the Replay Guy channel, and I do pretty well against better teams. But in this game, does it really matter if you have a 95 rated team or a 94 rated team? Does it really make that much difference of that 1 point?
Not really, because it goes by what you're comfortable playing with.
Okay.
As you can see here, this is my defensive front. Now, something that I've always found interesting about the Madden games, and I will show you right here. You see how I have my lineup right here?
Yep.
Trent Cole is actually a right defensive end. I have him playing the left defensive end position because he has a higher rating at that position than he would normally.
Now, in this, because their ratings will change and all that, players in FIFA, they don't like playing out of their position. So if you have a striker, which is a offensive guy, if you put them at defense, they're not going to like it and not going to do pretty well. In this, if you move around, you kind of just find like where their best position is, really?
It depends, because for example, like my highest rated actual middle linebacker is my Brian Urlacher. He's a 95.
Okay.
I have a 95 rated Von Miller card. He's a right outside linebacker. DeMarcus Ware is actually a right outside linebacker as well.
Okay.
But because he is a 99 at whatever position I want him to be in defense, I can put him at middle linebacker and still have Mayo and Miller play.
And now, with like there's no real bench in this game, but like in FIFA you go into your bench players and go with your stars and all that, and then I get reserves. But for you, like what about like for special teams? Is that like your bench guys? Like what is special teams, or do you have a specific special teams?
The only special teams you can really control is right here, like your kicker, your kickoff guy, your punt returns and stuff like that.
There's no like random third string guy that goes out there or anything like that?
They pretty much just throw in whatever guy they feel like putting in.
Okay.
It's usually the backups though.
But so there's really no point of having crappier guys in to put for like your special teams.
Not really.
All right, because I usually keep just enough guys to have a full 18 roster in FIFA. So how many players do you normally carry? Or do you just get rid of all your extra guys?
Right now I have 42, but that's because I did not put that other Welker card on auction. I'll do that real quick.
Okay.
Because I forgot to do that before. Send to auction block. I'll put it up for. We'll do it for 1,500. We'll see how that sells.
And also in this game, you can just do a quick sell, right?
Yes, you can.
All right.
But because his contract's running low, I think he had like 2 games left. It's not going to sell for a good price. So I would rather just put it up for auction and hope some idiot buys
now
it.
you're able to get a card pack in this. Like right now, do you have enough points to actually get a card pack?
I can get a card back. It's not going to be one of the higher ones because, as you can see, you have the legendary ones that cost 35,000 coins. You have the All-Pro ones, which are 9,000.
Okay.
The Pros, which are 3,000, and the Rookie ones, which are 1,500.
All right, and you have 2,300 coins. Now, is it really that hard to get packs and coins in this?
The coins itself, no, because there's plenty of challenges and stuff like that.
Okay.
Why do I feel like I hit Microsoft points? That is because I did. All right. You want to go to coins. Don't make that mistake. Now, obviously, I'm not going to get that good of cards in this pack, but I'm just showing you like what happens when you buy a pack.
So now that first card, is that really your best card in the pack?
Not always. It's done randomly. Like
okay.
Usually,
that's a cool uniform. Right
yes,
there.
that is a very cool uniform. That's an injury card. If your player gets injured, you have to use injury cards in order to bring them back.
Yeah, simple.
This is a very low-rated pack, so obviously I'm not going to get the best
you got
cards
some
in there.
contracts, you got some stadiums.
It's basically for like really shitty players, but still, this, like I said before, this is just to show you guys what it is exactly. Now I'm going to send these all to my reserve cards because I really don't need them.
Right. Is there anything else you want to show the people there,
Well, I'm just going to show the collections real quick because I explained that before. It's basically like, you see the Campus Heroes, that's what my Darren Sproles was all about.
Okay.
This is one of them, like you need to get all these players, like you have Michael
Is
Floyd.
is there a time limit?
No. Okay. Usually it stays up. You have Greg McElroy.
Hey.
Should be the Jets starter.
Hey, look at that.
You see, you get all these cards together, and if you get them all together, you are rewarded with 40,000 coins and 1 card. That card is usually a very high value card. So
and there's different ones for. Is this for just this week? Because if you press right back, the left back says warm up and Thanksgiving.
Yes, there's different ones. The warm ups are just like usually the really low rated players and stuff like that.
And you just get random stuff.
Yeah, and then you have the unlocks and stuff. So
that's for connected careers.
Yes.
All right. I don't have anything like that in FIFA, so this is just cool stuff to get extra coins because it's a lot harder to get coins in FIFA.
Yes.
Now, beyond that, is there anything else you want us to show?
No, that's really it.
All right. So with that, you get a little bit of taste for what Madden Ultimate Team is all about. You're seeing what FIFA is. Now, we wanted to show you this just so you can get a little a taste for it. Now, if you've never really played Ultimate Team, I always recommend the Ultimate Teams in any game because they're just really fun and they're a lot more enjoyable than regular seasons because you always seem to get something out of it, right?
Yes.
So win, draw, or lose, you really get some coins out of it, and you really get some experience from it. So with that, we're going to do some more footage soon, guys. Stick around the Replay Veda channel. Thank you, Dietz, for showing us Madden Ultimate Team.
Thank you.
And from here, watch other Madden videos, watch our other videos, listen to the podcast. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night. All right.